Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today's video has been requested quite a lot, and it's time that I dived in and showed you how I went from being very skinny to how I gained a substantial amount of weight in less than a year. When I first started out on my fitness journey, I weighed 64 kilograms, and at 6'3", I was just skin and bones. Like everyone, you jump on Google, you do a quick Google search to try and find out how to build muscle, how to gain weight. You may even be at this video because you have searched for the exact same things I did when I first started out. Realistically, there is so much information out there. And in this situation, one size does not fit all. So to get to the bottom of this, we have to dive a little bit deeper. Everywhere you look, weight gain is the opposite of weight loss. So to lose weight, you have to eat less, right? So to gain weight, you have to eat more. Well, technically yes, but it isn't as simple as that. The same reason people struggle to eat less is because of their appetite. When you're trying to gain weight, your appetite becomes a massive hindrance to you. And not just the appetite, eating also becomes a chore. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to break down all the hurdles that I came across and give you the information that I wish I knew when I first started out on my journey. Unfortunately, there is no quick way of gaining weight. If you want to gain weight quick, you will come across a lot of issues, and this is what I'll explain in this video as well. To increase your weight, you need to consume more calories than you are burning. So what we must first do is work out your BMR, so how many calories you burn at rest or without doing anything. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you two equations to work it out yourself, one for a man, one for a woman. If you can't be asked to use these equations, what I'll do is I'll drop a link in the description below that will take you to an online calculator that will do it all for you. So here's the two equations, one for a man and one for a woman. So once you have that figure from either using the online calculator or the equations I've given, we then need to work out your activity level and multiply that with your BMR. So what you do is you take the number that you've just worked out, which is your BMR, and you multiply it based on your activity level as shown here. That will then give you your daily calorie allowance, or the amount of calories you must eat every single day just to maintain your current body weight. Calorie surplus. So to gain weight, you need to be in a calorie surplus, which basically means you're consuming more calories than the body needs, so the body takes those excess calories and stores them. The bigger the surplus, the bigger the gain. But the bigger the surplus and the bigger the gain means the more fat you're going to store, and that is something you don't want. You want to increase your lean body mass and only slightly increase your fat mass. So to do that, we need to be smart. We need to increase our calories gradually over a couple of weeks, over a couple of months. That way it will become a lot easier to maintain and it'll be a lot easier to complete. The easiest way to keep an eye on your calories is to use a tracking app. So MyFitnessPal or NutriTrack. They are fantastic apps. Again, there'll be a link in the description for these apps. With the calorie figure you've worked out earlier on, you need to take that figure and add 200 calories to it. You must then consume that amount of calories every single day for 2 weeks straight. After the 2 weeks, weigh yourself, take measurements, and see where you are. If you haven't gained any weight, increase your calories by another 100, and again, repeat the process. If you have gained weight after the 2 weeks, stay on those calories until you start to not gain weight. Then you increase the calories again from that. If you keep on repeating that process over a 6-month period, you will gain weight. It may seem like a little bit that you're only eating a few more calories than you normally would, but this is all you need to do. Why so little? When I first started out on my journey, I thought I was eating loads of food. Realistically, I wasn't at all. One day I'd eat loads of food, the next 2 or 3 days I'd eat very poorly because I was just too stuffed, I was too bloated from the original first day. Increasing your calories slowly will help you in the long run. You won't feel as bloated, you won't feel as tired, you won't feel as sluggish. And every single day will be consistent, where if you try and eat loads of calories in one day and then you struggle the next day not to eat it, you're not being consistent, and consistency is the key. By increasing your calories slowly as well, you'll have much better days going forward. You'll be able to track your food better, you'll feel better, and you'll slowly gain weight on the scales, which will make you feel better in the long run. Struggling to eat more than what you already are. The common issue that I found when I was starting out was I actually struggled to eat more calories. So this is why when you first start out, you want to increase your calories slowly so your appetite can adjust to it. The easiest way to do this is have a slightly larger portion or have a slightly larger meal than you normally would. Add extra calories in your meals, like using oils, an extra piece of fruit, using nut butters and things like that. Just by adding extra things in, you can increase your calories by quite a bit. Another trick, make your days longer. Get up earlier. Obviously don't go to bed later, I'd rather you get up earlier because that's a lot better for you. The longer your day, the more times you can eat without feeling bloated. If you only give yourself 10 hours in a day and try and get in 4 meals in that 10 hours, it's going to be very difficult, especially if you're eating up to 2,000, 3,000 calories a day. These little changes can make a massive difference. I can't eat my maintenance calories, what do I do? This is a little bit trickier, and a few people have said this to me in the past. Most of the time for these people, it's a belief around food, or it's an emotional connection with food that's causing them to be like this. So maybe they might be scared of a certain food group because they've heard something on the internet, you know, carbs are bad, etc. And this can cause problems. So overcoming this is a massive hurdle. And the easiest way around it is not to be hard on yourself. So for me, the simplest way for you to do it would be to actually forget about the calorie goal and go even smaller. So say your daily allowance is 1500 calories. Forget that, start on 1200. After a couple of weeks, increase it by 50 calories, 100 calories, and slowly increase. Again, don't be hard on yourself. If you have a bad day or you feel like you're struggling with that amount of calories, knock it back by 50 calories and just keep on going. Again, consistency is the key. The more consistent you are, the easier it will be in the long run. So exercise while trying to gain weight. Exercise will increase your appetite. This is a fantastic thing, and this is something you really want to do. The downside is you don't want to be burning excess calories or too many calories while exercising. So for that, you want to either stop cardio completely or reduce your time or the amount of cardio that you're doing. You want to be strength training, so you want to be doing big compound lifts 3 times a week in a rep range of about 5 to 6 reps and probably 4 sets of each exercise, like bench press, squat, deadlift, pull up, shoulder press, etc. So digestive issues when trying to gain weight. One of the biggest issues that I found early on was that I had digestive distress. I felt bloated, sluggish, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, unfortunately. Horrible. But this was all down to my own fault more than anything else. Because what I did, I went from eating 1,500 calories a day to trying to eat 3,000. And that was the issue. It wasn't the food I was eating, well, it potentially was the food I was eating because a lot of it was junk to try and get the calories in. Again, a mistake I made. This all made me feel horrendous and it didn't help at all. If I had gradually increased my appetite and only slowly increased the calories, it would have been a lot easier and I wouldn't have had as many problems as I did. You may have heard the saying, go hard or go home. In this situation when trying to gain weight, do not go hard. You'll just have problems like I did. Follow the rule, which is 80-20. 80% of food from good stuff, 20% from junk. You will then enjoy your food more, and this journey will be a lot easier for you. Chicken and rice. We've all seen it, and we've probably all done it. We've seen the professional bodybuilders eating just chicken and rice and broccoli for their meals. So surely that should mean that we should be doing it, because obviously they've got nothing else helping them out, have they? Absolutely not. You want to be getting your food from good quality, nutrient-dense sources. And of course, like I said earlier, you only want a little bit of junk food just to make everything a lot more appealing and your diet to be a lot nicer for you. Another thing is make sure your meals are well balanced. So make sure you're getting protein with every meal, breakfast, lunch, and evening meal. Even with your snacks, try and get a little bit of protein in with those. I'll now explain a bit about macros. Macros, protein, fat, and carbs. I want to keep this simple, and I already know this video is going on a little bit now, so I don't really want to make this overcomplicated. Forget about macros. At this point in time, it doesn't really matter. What is more important to you is calories and protein content. Try and aim for 100 grams of protein per day. In a later video, I'll explain a little bit more about protein, and I'll also give you a figure that you should be aiming for based on your body weight. Again, there is another calculation involved. Like I just said, focus on quality, focus on calories, nothing else at the moment. My final words. The biggest thing I learned by doing this was not to go hard. You'll jump forward very quickly, but then you'll take about 20 steps backwards. You don't want this. So what you really want to do is increase your calories slowly. Work on eating more food and increasing your appetite. Eat more foods with bulkier calories or with more calories in them, and try and build up the plate sizes that you're having with more food. And then obviously lastly, reduce your cardio and aim for strength training, and try and avoid burning too many calories when you can. In a future video, I'm going to be doing a bit of culinary magic. Well, it's not really magic, it's me in my kitchen making a high protein calorie shake. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be making a protein shake that's high in calories that can help you on your weight gain journey. So stay tuned for a later update. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to give this video a like. If you haven't already, press that subscribe button and ring that bell. If you'd like any advice around gaining weight or your weight gain journey, then you can find me at Facebook and at Instagram. Come and join me there. I hope to see you all again. Until next time, farewell.